Betty.
What are you doing? Are you folding laundry?
Are you walking your dog?
Or your cat?
Or your cat in a backpack?
Hey, have you taken Fratelli out on your backpack?
Oh, no. I've been training her to go into it by using food, but I'm lazy and it's really hot now. I'm like, I'm not schlepping you around.
Yeah.
I did put her on her leash for a minute and she was not appreciative. So I was like, okay, you can just be an indoor cat for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we're Lick the Spoon. We're here to help, man. Help you get you through the mundane of life. If you just need a little pick me up, if you need your best friend to be with you while you're cleaning your house because it'll make it go by faster.
Yes. Driving.
What do you mean driving?
That's when I like to listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah. It gets
that
you just...
and I can list a plethora of activities that I do when I listen to
nice.
podcasts because I listen all the time, including this one.
I know. I listen to our podcast too much. Anyway, but speaking of amazing podcasts, we're talking about stuff that we love right now. You know, these are one of our favorite things to do is to share what we're into, share links with everybody, mainly each other. I feel like I'm always like, I'll send you a link.
You are. And then
I forget.
Yes. And then I forget. And then I listen to our episode. And then I text you and I'm like, Beth, where's the link? I still want it.
I know. When I'm editing, I'm like, oh, I got to send that to Jayme. And then I'm like, oopsies. So, or I'm like, or I'll say, oh, I'll post it on Instagram. And then I never do, guys. So sorry. Consistency, not so much. Entertaining sometimes. Yeah. We'll see. Okay, so what are some of the things you're doing right now? What are you doing? What are you watching? What are you experiencing in life that making you happy?
Okay, okay.
Guys, I'm real excited.
Did I tell you that I was considering giving into one of the ads that I was repeatedly getting, or was I talking to somebody else?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I have been repeatedly getting this ad, and they wore me down.
Oh.
And I purchased this product. And this is a product that is an at-home lash lift.
Oh, you were telling me about the lash lift.
Okay, yes. I was telling you. Okay, so I kept getting these ads on Instagram or Facebook or wherever I was.
Yeah.
And I read the reviews and I kind of get sucked in for a little while. Like, oh, this looks really cool. Like, I'm interested in this. Why are you shaking your head at me?
No, again, a perm for your eyelashes at home is just terrifying. So I'm just waiting.
So whatever. I can't even remember. I think I had I didn't have a rough day, but I can't remember what happened, but I was kind of like, wah, wah. And apparently I shop as
is your
part
coping,
of my therapy.
Your coping mechanism.
And so I just was like, screw it, I'm buying this. I'm going to try it out because I've been curling my eyelashes with an eyelash curler and it doesn't really last because I have pretty long eyelashes, but a lot of them kind of go straight or down. So I curl them, but then, here's a terrible thing that happened to me once. I curled my eyelashes with an eyelash curler and it cut them off.
Oh my gosh.
That's
horrific.
Isn't that horrific?
Oh my gosh.
That actually happened to me. And I remember them floating down and I was like, what?
Gosh.
I was just like, what's going to happen? And this is back kind of before all the Google availability. And I was terrified that they weren't going to grow back. And anyways, it was a process.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like portions of my eyelashes. It wasn't all of them in one fell swoop. So there was still a couple long ones, but then all these blunt cut off eyelashes. It was terrible, terrible. So ever since then, I didn't have an eyelash curler for the longest time. And then I bought one that was, reviewed, recommended, probably some ad. Anyway, or influencer influenced me. And I bought this one. And so I very hesitantly have used it because I'm scared that I'm going to cut off my eyelashes again. So I bought this at-home eyelash curl lash lift. It's a lash lift.
Yeah.
And I did it. And I really like it. And it's been, I don't know, over a week, I think. And I feel like my eyelashes are pretty curled. I don't know if you can tell.
No, they're very curled. I'm just staring at you.
They're very
they're very up
now. And I have not been using my eyelash curler. Now, I get that, I could have maybe burned them or they might fall out or whatever because it is chemicals on my eyelashes apparently.
Well, and right next to your eyeballs.
Right next to my eyeballs. I know, but I read all the reviews and I watched these videos of people applying it and all that. And I was just like, dude.
You only live once.
I've already cut off all my eyelashes. It's not going to be worse, right? Like, I guess it would be if I went blind.
You just get a lash lift.
They can't be selling this if it's
yes,
like
they can,
burning people's eyes.
It's fine.
Well, I trusted it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stick it in my eye. I can do this.
I just picture you in your mirror to yourself. I'm with the wand. I'm not going to stick this in my eye. I'm not going to do it. And then just being real careful.
I was very careful. So I did it and I'm into it. So that's one of the things I'm into. I mean, I have
I love it.
They're not naturally curled, but they're like curled they're like not permanent, semi-permanently curled.
How long does it say it will last for?
It says it lasts up to 2 months.
Are you kidding
me?
And
the kit has 5 applications. So it's supposed to be like a 10-month thing.
I mean, that's not horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's mine. That's one of mine.
One of the things you're into.
Okay, your turn.
I mean, I have a big list today. The first thing I need to share is that like I was obsessed with a horror show that I just found on Netflix. So I love like 80s style slasher flicks.
You do?
Yeah. I do not like any kind of supernatural or spooky scary show. Like I can't, like I tried to watch It, like the new one. Like I watched the old one when I was a kid, which terrified me. But I tried to watch the new one and I got so scared. I was watching it in the middle of the day and I could only last for like 25 minutes. I got so scared and I turned it off. I could never watch it again. And then I kept dreaming about the clown. So I'm really like susceptible to like I guess that's not paranormal. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm talking about. Paranormal activity, but it's like that spirit. So like somebody's, he's like a possessed clown or
I don't
whatever.
know what it's about because that's just not my genre.
It's awful. But so I like slasher. So I grew up watching like Friday the 13th.
You're like, that's awful, but slasher's not.
I didn't love Nightmare on Elm Street, but stuff like that. Like I love it when it's just blatantly like, oh, you're being stupid. Don't go that way. But there's a one that just came out, or not just came out, but that's on Netflix that's based on the books of R.L. Stein. You know, he's a kids writer that writes.
I recognize the name. What did he write?
Goosebumps, those types of stories. I believe it's called Fear Street. And there's one from it's like Fear Street 1990 something, 1970 something, and then like 17. So it just is this trilogy that kind of takes you. But it was so good. And the girl, Max from Stranger Things, is in one of them. Oh. And I was just like, I got introduced to that from TikTok because I was like, my feed is very much Stranger Things right now. So, but I saw her in a clip of it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to watch that. And it was just like the perfect slasher, not hokey, but it was really well told. Loved it. And so what I did is I have another thing that I'm sharing in the same because it matches. So I've rediscovered Little Caesars pizza.
Yes. Okay.
Which is trash pizza.
It is.
I've told you this. But we have a drive-through on the way from work. There's a drive-through.
There's a drive-through by my house. I know.
And it's just like, oh my gosh, what? So I'll drive through, scoop up some pizza, and then it's like, okay, that's dinner, and a lunch, and a breakfast. And I'm like, game on. And so I'll get one cheese pizza. I go home, and this is a couple weeks ago when I was watching the show. I'm eating my Little Caesar pizza, watching my slasher fix, the happiest kid in the world, just sitting there beaming at the TV. So totally into it.
Oh,
if you like
so
slasher
funny.
movies, it was a really fun slasher film. So anyway.
So when you say slasher, you're talking about blood, right?
Yeah, but like not gory. Well, this one's kind of gory, but it's like I don't know. I think of slasher as like, it's not hokey, but it's not necessarily based in reality. I feel like there's a lot of like scary movies that are very like psychological thrillers that try to they're really scary. And it's like, I feel like some of those could be more real, like somebody coming to your house and trying to murder you in a real way. These are like, oh, that person's dead and now they're back up and chasing you. Like, it's just very like, they're chasing you through the camp or they're, it's just, to me, it's very like, it's not as scary.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's just not like, it's just not as scary as somebody like standing at your window staring at you like
that's what I
strangers.
thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like, I don't like any of the psychological stuff. I don't like any of the like paranormal. I don't like anything of the spiritual, like somebody's possessed. But I love slasher where people are just like it's usually teenagers running trying not to get killed.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right.
Yeah. What else you got?
Cool. That's cool. Okay. I am also into plants.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm very into plants.
Your house is beautiful and has beautiful plants. Like,
well, I just
very
added
curated.
a whole bunch of plants. Okay, so here's the thing that happened. So what happened was our yard was crap. And so we had a landscaper leave his business card on our door, and it's
rude.
Called,
it's kind of aggressive.
I know, but I called and anyway, we ended up hiring him, and he's a small business, family business, just a cute family. And anyway, he's great. But I said, did you put your card on everyone's door in this neighborhood? He's like, no, just the ones that look like they needed help. I was like, okay, yep.
Thank you.
We do. So anyway, this is the backstory. So we hired him and we ended up buying a bunch of rocks. We ended up turning half of our side yard into just rocks because the grass was dead. And I was like, I want the lowest maintenance possible. I just want to like rip everything out and just put rocks there. And that's it.
Nice.
And so anyways, so he helped with that. But we had gone to Beaver Bark to buy all these rocks. And they had this thing going on called like Beaver Bucks, where you spend money and then you get these Beaver Buck dollars.
Like Kohl's cash.
Yes. That you spend later the next month. Yeah, bringing you back, right? Where you get like, they're good for up to 50% off of whatever it is you're buying. So anyways, I had these in my purse that needed to be used because they were going to expire. So I said, let's go to Beaver Park. When I had my niece at my house and my daughter, and Beaver Park is beautiful. It has so many beautiful plants and just fun, cute things in there. So anyway, we went there and I thought to myself, I'm going to buy a plant. I'm going to buy a beautiful plant that I wouldn't normally buy because they're so freaking expensive at this store. But because I have Beaver Bucks, boom. So did that. Then I ended up taking back the plants that I bought from there, some of them. But I got a little carried away because there's so many beautiful plants. And so I bought like this huge flowering bougainvillea that I wanted. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. And so I bought all these plants and ended up spending more money, of course, which is what they do with Beaver Bucks. They suck you in. Anyways, I get home and I'm like, this is the wrong plant for my house because it needed more sunlight than because what my goal was to decorate with plants. So I want to put them in very specific places, whether they have what they need or not. I want them to thrive where I put them and not have to move them. Yeah. And, and to a place that's like awkward. Yeah. And this big plant just looked awkward and I moved it around like multiple places and it's just like, I have to take it back. So I did. Anyways, whatever. Side note. But I still kept a couple of plants when I got there. But then I got into like this kick of like, oh my gosh, plants. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I already had some plants, but I'm like, ooh, my plants haven't been repotted in years and I've never actually repotted them ever. And they were so big and luscious, but their pots were so tiny. So I'm like, well, I need to get new pots and I need to get potting soil. And then I'm like, ooh, check out that plant. Oh, that's cool. So anyways, I just like went into this mode of like,
it's a slippery slope.
I'm like, I got planters, I got potting soil, and then I got like 6 new plants. And I just like, I don't know, I like spent a couple days just like working on it and repotting and then like putting my plants around my house. And now I'm just enjoying the look of them because it's only been a week. So they're all still like really healthy. None of them are complaining. I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know how often any of them need water. I have no idea how much light any of them need. I'm just hoping that they're happy where they're at. And I'm hoping I can train them to be watered once a week like the rest of my plants. So we'll see what happens. But I'm really liking the plants. And we've started naming our plants. And so I got this new plant that's a sensitive plant. And it reminds me of Belize because they're all over the grass in Belize. And so I'd like to just like play with them. And it's something
like you
that
touch
I did.
the leaves in it.
And it like, it
collapses on itself.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And so, my niece was over and so she helped me name that one Shyla. So we have Shyla. And so I have her right by my kitchen window. So I just like go touch her, and then she shrinks away, and then 5 minutes later I look and she's all like open again. It's really kind of fun. It's entertaining. And so that's Shyla. And then I have on my island, I have a massive island in my kitchen, which I love. And I usually love it to be completely clear. Like I don't like, I've tried putting decor in the middle of it before, and I'm always like, get off. But for some reason, I think because I had probably too many plants, I was like, I need a place for this. And I'm just going to try it on the island. And so I kind of like made this, I put a tray and I put this massive plant in the middle of it, and it looks pretty and I like really it. Nice, and so that's Fernando. And so yeah, I'm just really into plants now this week. And so I really hope they don't die. But so far so good. I've watered them all once.
Nice. Well, and again, you picked beautifully. Like I can't say it enough.
Every time I go to my house after this, I mean like the day after.
Yeah, I'm just like it makes me like feel worse about myself, but happy for you. Cuz it's so well done. I'm like, this is like out of an Instagram picture. Like I got to step my game up, you know? Like we it's not like it's not I think that's something good between friends. It's like, oh, okay, she stepped her,
plant game up.
Her plant game up. All right, I see you. Like, I got to do, not that you have to do the same to keep up, but just like, oh, I want that too because it's amazing and beautiful.
Yeah.
And,
well, I will say that a couple of the plants, actually many of the plants that I've had for over 5 years and never repotted them. Never, I don't know what I'm doing. I just water them. Like, I don't know. But they've kept them alive. It's kind of miraculous. But, they've gotten big. So it was time. It was past time. Yeah. And some of those were really, the roots were just
bound.
like, like going around and around in circles in that little pot. So I don't know what's going to happen to them now. Hopefully they'll be happier too. And it's just going to be like, I'm going to walk in and be like, why is your house a jungle? Like, it's amazing. That was a very long answer to the question.
But I love it.
That's,
I love it. So I kind of been listening to a couple new podcasts. So a few of the actors from Boy Meets World has started a podcast. I don't know if you watched that show.
I did
not. Of course not. Okay. So it's the girl that played Topanga. Please forgive me, I don't remember their names. And then the older brother and then the best friend on the show. And so they're just kind of going through kind of like the Office ladies are doing. Like there's tons of these like podcasts now of like people going through their old episodes. And so I'm here for it.
Cool.
You know. So I was listening to that and I'm like, this is really good. And then two of the stars of Laguna Beach, Kristen and is that her name? And then the guy she dated, I'm getting horrible with names right now because I'm old. But they started their own where they're like rewatching like Laguna Beach. I think it's called Back to the Beach. And so they watch it and they're just like going through it's Steven and Kristen. And they're talking about like the behind the scenes of it was like a very important reality show for younger millennials.
Okay.
Us elder millennials. Some of us watched it too, but it's just
I didn't. I don't even know what it is.
Kids in
I'd probably love it.
Laguna Beach, California, and just all the like drama that's happening. It is fabulous. So anyway, two really fun podcasts that are just like really light.
Yeah.
Like I started listening to this Unabomber podcast and I realized it's a little too heavy for me most days.
Yeah.
Like I need light and airy and fun.
That's what I like too. Although I like some podcasts where I kind of like current event podcasts, which help me process current events. But I'm definitely here for the light and fluffy stuff.
Yeah, just kind of nice. It's just like, okay, this is not a lot of, and it's very nice to just like reminisce like, oh yeah, I remember that. And it's just calming. So anyway, those are
That's cool. Okay, keep going. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
LaCroix.
Okay.
LaCroix. I'm into it.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Love it.
I love all the flavors, honestly.
Okay.
It's 0 calories. Yeah. There's no sugar. It's not sweet, but it's the bubbly. It's the essence. I like it.
Yeah.
And I like it. So mostly I just drink it like that. But occasionally I will add some vodka and a splash of cream.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty darn good.
Very nice.
So yeah, that's another thing I'm into.
I'm into the melon popsicles, I think they're called. So they're from South Korea. And there's like one that tastes like honeydew, one that tastes like coconut, and one that's mango. You get them
sound delicious.
You get them at the Costco. And so they're very creamy because they have milk in them, but they're like so light. Like they're just so refreshing. So they're at Costco. I think it's like, $10.99 for a box of 24, probably more than that. But yeah, so
What's
good.
What's the name of those?
They're called like Melona or something like that.
Okay.
Like melon. I can't remember, but
I'm gonna look for those.
You'll
that's
see them.
Where I shop.
It's they're delicious. So highly recommend. I used to get the honeysuckle run when I was walking home from work when I lived in South Korea. They had a lot of the like mini marts had like little ice cream things outside. And so you grab one, give your $1, and then go on your way. And so that's what I would do. So
that's cool.
Into it.
Okay. Here's another thing I'm really, really into. It's called comfortable clothes.
Oh my gosh. Of course.
So here's the thing. Okay. So before summer started, there's this lady that I follow and I get her newsletter and I really like her. She's totally an influencer. She's had a blog, but she's been around forever. She's the Mother Chic. So she's called. She's got 4 boys and I don't even know where she lives, but I really like her content. So, okay. Mm-hmm. She influenced me to buy these cutoff jean shorts that I felt like I really needed for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought them before the summer.
Okay.
And like tried them on, like, they fit and they're cute, right? And I'm thinking, I'm going to wear these all summer long. Let me just tell you that I have put them on like 2 or 3 different times,
mm-hmm.
immediately take them off because they're jean.
Yeah.
And they're like, they don't have enough stretch.
Oh.
And I've gotten just like a little bit thicker right around the middle, like
mm-hmm.
in the last month. And I can tell with those shorts. And I'm just
mm-hmm.
like, I wanted to be, really wanted to be cute. I was going to wear them yesterday with like a t-shirt that says I do crafts and it has like a bunch of beer crafts on it, which is like my favorite latest t-shirt. And be so cute with these cutoffs. And so I put them on and I'm like walking around my house and I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Why am I wearing this? Why? I can feel it on my body. I want to wear clothes that I don't feel.
Yeah. Yep.
I want to wear clothes that I can just be like, bloop, 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 like in every little bloop area. And it's just like,
fine.
Totally fine. Like, I've got you. Like, I'll just stretch. No worries. So I'm all about comfortable clothes. And so I changed into my stretch waistband shorts.
Yeah.
And that's what I wore.
Very nice.
So I don't know if I'll even wear those cut off.
It was kind of like a bonus for us because like an into one thing and an over another thing. So
that's right.
You're like over it officially.
I have a couple more things.
Yes.
Keep going. Do you have more?
No.
This one is kind of like a side note, like so to speak, because I'm not really into it, but my kid is into it.
Okay.
And so I'm kind of on the sidelines
by proxy into it.
Yes.
Got it.
So she had her cousin over. They started getting into puzzles.
Oh,
we don't own any puzzles.
Yeah.
So I had to borrow a couple from a friend. Well, they just did those in a flash. And so I was like, let's see what's at the store. Where do I go to look for puzzles? I don't know. I text my friend. She's like, go to Fred Meyer. So I did. Got a really cute kitten puzzle.
Love it.
And like this fall theme puzzle. Anyways, these girls were working on these puzzles on the kitchen table. And I would just like sit down with them 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and just visit and like, look, kind of work on this puzzle together. And I was like, this is really sweet. And so whenever they weren't, doing other stuff, when they were in the house, that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And just like they're right there next to the kitchen. So when I was making dinner and whatever, they were just there working on the puzzle. And it was just really, it was so sweet and so cute. And then my son came home because he had been at his cousin. We had swapped the kids. And so anyways, he came and he was like getting into the puzzle too. So the 3 of us finished this puzzle and it was really fun and just kind of sweet and not something I've ever done before. Like I said, don't own any puzzles, but now I'm like, okay, let's go get the next puzzle.
You're a puzzle person.
And so we haven't actually started the next one. And these ones are not like the big ones, like the 1,000-piece ones or whatever, but we're at 550.
Yeah, that's a
decent size puzzle. And I'm not sitting there for hours like working on it by myself, but if my kid does, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And I can like enter in.
Yeah.
Do it for 10 minutes with her.
Yeah.
And we can just leave it set up because like I said, I have a big island. So we've been eating our meals around the island and just leave this puzzle on the table.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like I said, I'm not the one sitting there I don't think I could do a puzzle for hours. Like I'm not into it.
But that's
why
it's such a fun hobby.
I'm into it in like, oh, this is something I could do that's like easy to do with my kid that like doesn't require any like creativity.
Very minimal prep.
Very minimal prep. And I don't know. It's just kind of sweet and fun. So
love it.
Yeah.
There's a really good puzzler on YouTube. I think her name's Karen, I think. but I'll send you the link.
Yeah,
But it's just
sure?
she's a puzzler, and she's a professional puzzler. She just makes puzzling. She's a puzzling influencer. And it's
I didn't
great.
know that was there was such a thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a thing for everything. But she shows really cool puzzles. And it's fun to watch her because she'll put together ones that are like, 24,000 pieces that,
What in the world?
But it's fun to watch her do it because it's just like, oh, cool. And she'll show really unique puzzles. And I don't know. It's a fun, and it's very content safe.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah. Send
I
me
mean,
the
it's
link.
not
I'll
made for
check it
kids,
out.
but it definitely is
Kid friendly.
kid friendly. Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That a lot of people are into puzzles. I did not know that.
There's like competition, speed puzzling.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You could join, like you and your hubby could.
No.
That could be your date night. Is
Thank you.
hey, we're gonna
I'm
put this
good.
puzzle together. There's like there's a really
It's
great.
not gonna happen.
There's a really great movie about this woman that becomes a puzzler, and she's like, I don't know if that's the right term. So if you're a puzzle person, like, ma'am, that is not what we call ourselves. Okay, calm down. I don't know. I'm sorry if I offended the community.
I have no idea.
But I don't remember the name, but it's about this woman, and she like discovers her love for puzzles, and she's not happy at home, and she meets somebody, and it's not anything crazy, but it's just like they have this mutual love of puzzles and like puzzling, and like they do speed competition puzzles together and stuff. So it's really good. Anyway, I think maybe
Wait, what was that? That was like a real life
it's
story?
a movie. It's a movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to say it's Jigsaw, but I'm pretty sure that's the main character from the movie Saw. So it is not that.
Well, they call puzzles jigsaw puzzles. Is that a certain kind of puzzle?
What?
A jigsaw puzzle?
I have no
I think
idea.
so. I bet the movie is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was called that because that is a puzzle term.
It is, but like when I think Jigsaw, I think of the villain from Saw.
Yeah,
Who's
I
this?
have no idea.
Oh yeah, don't Google it.
I
Think of
won't.
nightmares. Anyway, what else you got?
Going to the pool.
Oh, okay.
I'm into that.
You're into going to the pool.
Going to the pool that's behind my house.
Nice.
It's so convenient.
Yeah,
And I don't have to
that.
maintain the thing.
Oh,
It's
that's
great.
genius.
Just show up, swim, leave.
That's the best way to pool.
It really is. And I don't have to drive. So I don't have to deal with anything like packing a bag or none of it. Literally walk with a towel over there.
Everybody
That's
needs
it.
a friend with a pool and a boat. Then you're happy.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So I have some bonus content for you. I have a list of things I'm officially over.
Okay.
So I'm officially over the heat. I literally told my manager this week, like, listen, it's supposed to be like, I'm cool in the hundreds. It's fine. I can make it work. I'm cool until like 107. I'm like, I hate it, but I can make it work. It's supposed to be like 110, 111, 100 and whatever. It's not the teens, 100, whatever, but it's high enough that I just looked at her. I'm like, listen, when it's up like that, I'm not coming in. And I'm like, I'm going to be in my house with all my curtains shut, in my tiny shorts that I could never wear to work, clicking away in the dark and just staying cool. So officially over the heat.
I hear you.
I also have a black car. So every day when I get done with work, I go in and I open it and it's so hot. And then I have to like drive with the tips of my fingers. And I'm just like,
oh my gosh.
I need a better solution. Another thing I'm officially over, chores. Officially over it. Like over it.
Absolutely. I hear you. Okay,
Yeah,
listen.
over it.
I have some over it things
Yeah.
too. I made a list.
Yeah.
Want to know what is on my list?
What?
That's also on your list?
What?
I have written down hot cars.
Yep.
I have also written down cleaning / laundry.
Yeah. Yeah.
AKA chores.
No, it doesn't end. And it's just the worst. It's like, I'm going to do this the rest of my life.
I'm over it. Well, here's the thing. I'm also over breaking appliances. My dryer has broken. So fortunately,
That
I would
sucks.
so much rather have my dryer break than my washer.
Oh yeah, because at least it's hot.
That does all the work.
Yeah.
And I have this really cool clothesline
Mhm.
that came when we bought our house. It's like attached to the side of it, and it like unrolls and hooks across the fence.
Mhm.
And so I have like a clothesline, which is awesome. So I don't mind using that. It just
Mhm.
takes more time.
Yeah.
But everything gets dry. So
Yeah.
and it's clearly very hot and dry here. So
Yes.
it dries pretty quickly. So it's not that big of a deal to hang it out. But still, I'm
Still, it's a
over
whole
things
thing.
breaking.
Yeah.
I am over my appliances breaking when they should last longer.
Yeah.
Like our microwave.
Oh.
Why did that break?
Right.
After literally 1 month over a year.
Of course.
You
Of
know,
course.
they have like a year warranty or whatever. And then 1 month
Yep.
after that.
Yep.
Breaks.
I'm officially over this whole new it's like newer concept of like things not lasting. Like companies intentionally making things that do not last so that we'll spend more money.
Yeah, that's BS.
It's crap. I hate it.
Okay. I have another one.
Okay.
You want to know what else I'm over?
Yeah.
Because we're really getting into it right now.
Tell me.
I love talking about things we're into, but this is kind of fun.
This is way more fun.
Okay, listen. I am over balanced meals.
Oh, yeah. Give me a bowl of popcorn for dinner. I'm happy.
You know what's really funny? The other day I was making a meal for my family, and I feel like I used to be so much better at making sure we had like multiple vegetables and multiple whatever. And this was last night. I literally gave my daughter a bowl of macaroni and cheese, and that was it.
Perfect.
Like, I've never done that though. No, honestly, I've always been like, you got to have some cucumbers. You got to have something else. Oh, I did give her a celery stick. We were running. We were running
One
out the door.
stick.
Yes, I did. Like a long one, like a full size.
She's eating it like a little rabbit.
She was. But normally I wouldn't do that. But we were in a rush, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, you know what? Sometimes it's just overrated to try to get all the pieces to put together this meal. And I'm just like, you know what? Everyone's full. They've been fed. I mean, are they missing some nutrients? Probably.
Maybe.
Are they going to survive? And like, is everyone going to be okay? Yes.
Yeah.
So
let it go, sister.
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of am.
Yeah. Love it.
I mean, not completely, but
yeah.
But I'm over because that's the thing. Everyone's just going to need to eat again in like a couple hours.
Yes. I hate grocery shopping. I hate preparing foods. I hate meal prep. It's like, you just have to do this forever.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
I know.
Speaking of forever, last thing on my list, I'm over flossing. Freaking hate it.
No, you can't be over that. You have to do it.
I'm going to still do it, but I'm over it. I do it begrudgingly every night. I found these the last time I was at the dentist, you know how they're always like, they try to give you the goodie bag?
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I don't want your broke down dollar, toothbrush that I have 5 of that I just use for cleaning because, you guys forced me to buy the like Sonicare thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And she said, don't you want some floss? I'm like, no, I don't want your cheap Crest Glade floss when I buy Cocoa floss, okay? Designer floss. I was showing all my privilege out, okay? And then she's like, well, we got to give you something. So they gave me these little like tiny, like, they kind of look like a little spear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The little gum.
Yeah.
And they work just like floss. So I've been using those.
To go in between all your teeth.
Yes. Kind of love them. So floss, I'm like, screw you, floss. And I'm just going ham with these little baby toothbrushes. And it's just like,
that's funny.
And then I'm just looking in the mirror. I'm like, what is your life?
You know what? My teeth are so close together. I don't think I could get those in between all my teeth.
I don't know. They almost were. Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that like I was over flossing.
Yeah.
And I just needed. Oh, I bought a water. My dental hygienist
Water
said
pick?
got me a water pick. So I bought one, the nicest one I could get at the Target.
Yeah.
And I plug it in. It's spraying water everywhere. Clearly, I've done something wrong, and I just gave up. I didn't even read the instructions. So that's like on my to-do list. Just I'm over reading instructions. Like if I can't figure it out by just doing the thing, I don't want it. So,
oh my goodness.
Anyway, there you go.
That's pretty fun.
What else are you?
Yeah,
over?
we're over a lot of things. I think that. Oh, the last thing that I have on my list is yard work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's horrible.
In the heat.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I did it even otherwise, but like I'm kind of over it.
And also like watering plants outside. I'm just like, I bought all these plants for my little terrace thing, and it's just like I went out there the other day, I'm like, well, you kind of got sunburnt. So I've been like pouring a little water on them. Like my favorite one like completely is dry. I'm like, come back, little friend. And
yeah,
it's like,
you gotta remember, you need those things on automatic time. Anything outside needs to be automatic.
Yeah, but I don't have that option on the 3rd floor. So I'm like me and my little watering can.
Hey, you know what you could get? I saw these things at Beaver Park. They're these
the water bulb things.
Yeah, they're like a stake that you kind of stick into the plant that you fill up, and then it waters it continuously or something for, I don't know, a week.
In all honesty, these plants are going to be going in the garbage eventually, just because
you're over it.
I'm kind of over it. And once I move, I'm not going to want what I purchased probably. I mean, I'm not going to throw them in the garbage. I'll put them out and somebody will probably take them. Yeah, the ones that aren't dead.
Because I love plants. But and I feel bad throwing away plants because I'm like, you're alive. I can't do it.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, you served your purpose. Thank you for your...
I did actually, in the process of all the repotting I just recently did. Yeah. I did throw away a plant that was just ridiculously like not what it was supposed to be anymore.
Sometimes you just got to let go. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's not like...
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anyway, what else do you hate? What else do you
That was
rate?
the last
Let's
thing on my
rate.
list.
Okay.
I'm sure there's more, but we'll save that for another time.
Yeah. So now I'm like amped. You know, like when you listen to a song to just get you ready for a party or to like go work out.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I hate
Hey,
chores.
yeah. Tell us, hey, listener, tell us what you're into and what you're over.
Yes, please. Because
I
we want
wanna
to know. Yeah. Also, if you're one of our listeners, thank you. You can totally help us out by subscribing if you're not already subscribed, sharing our episode with one of your besties, and also leaving us a review. Those actually really help us. Just we love everybody. We want to keep doing this. So, okay, let's go, Rachel.